cooking. I haven't been up long, so don't say anything. All right, I am going to make, you need 8 ounces of yam. I'm cooking my yam right now, and we're going to mash that up, and we are going to make biscuits with it, which is going to, they're not going to be sweet potato biscuits. These are going to be a different kind. You're going to have to grease and flour a cookie sheet, which I've already done right here. You're going to have to set your oven, what's 450 degrees. Now, I'm not cooking dinner today. I'm actually making something for breakfast. I have too many leftovers, so I'm going to be using them. I guess everybody's asleep still. Yeah, because it's not 5 o'clock yet. You'll get up soon enough. Okay. Tablespoon, well, we'll do that after. Flour. All right, we need 1 cup of all-purpose flour. I didn't even get my measuring cups out this morning. Forgive me if I'm a little tired. I haven't been up long at all. I did not want to get up today. So we got the 1 cup of flour. We're going to add a tablespoon of wheat germ. I hope all of you had a good night. Good morning, everyone. AJ, Judy. Just waking up myself. You say, but you're already together. Yeah, but I'm walking half asleep, believe you me. Okay. We need a tablespoon of baking powder in these. All right, let's see. What do I want to do next? Okay. Half a teaspoon of sugar. So I know you're going to ask me, what are we having? Happy Thursday. Yeah, Daniel. I'm making potato biscuits, but I'm doing it with yams and pecans this time. So it's going to be different. Well, how much, what? Salt. And a half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, is there anything else you want in this? Yeah, well, I know I've got to do that. Now, the object of biscuits is least amount of handling as possible. Elevator. It's Ramadan. One friend that's his holiday. It's not mine, but it's his holiday. I'll have to wish it for him. Okay, we're waiting for the yams. I'm a little slow. I'm sorry. I am just like in slow motion right now. All right. Got the potatoes shortening. All right. They want 3 tablespoons of vegetable shortening. Mine's a rock. Oh. This is what happens when you make your own lard. If you leave it out, it goes to a liquid form, but you stick it in the refrigerator, and it's hard. But I'll get it out. That's 1 tablespoon. That's 2. I think that's 3. Yeah, that's 3. We got that. Now, how much butter do you want? Remaining butter. 3 tablespoons. You want me to put... Wait a minute. Okay. You want 2 tablespoons of butter to put into your flour mixture. If yours isn't grated, frozen, you're going to have to work it in with a pastry blender. Or 2 knives. I'm going to grate mine because it's frozen. I always figured the freezer is the best place to keep the butter. What's your anxiety, Snaps? Everybody goes through anxieties one time or another. So don't feel pregnant about it. Hi, Naruto, the one, Jean, good morning, Capri, Jennifer, good morning, everybody. It's things that we worry about. I've seen my sons go through anxiety. I try to take the pressure off, but sometimes we put our own pressure on ourselves. Okay, well, I'm going to have to cut you up. No, this isn't going to work. I'm going to use my hands. Just going to make it crumbly. That's basically what you're going to do. Women used to use their fingers. Mine's all frozen, so I can use my fingers. If yours is room temperature, make sure you use the pastry cutter, or you'll heat it up too much and it won't work. No, I'm making some biscuits for me for breakfast this morning. I'm not cooking today. I have the chili left. I have the pork roast left, and I have the dish yesterday, the rice with lentils and sausage. So there's no cooking for me to do today. Okay, pecans. Now, you are going to take 3 tablespoons of pecans, which is a little less than 1/4 of a cup. Let me get my 1/4 of a cup out. Knowing me, I'll probably put more in than I should. Okay, Lognag, Levin. No, for this morning. I want them this morning. Okay. They want 3 tablespoons. I'm going to get a little more. We're going to chop these pecans up. Coarsely, not real fine. I gotta check my yams. Okay, you guys are done. If you followed me on Come Cook With Me with Biscuits, you'll be able to make these. These aren't this difficult. Okay, we have to put these to the side because we have to get to the yams now. You need 8 ounces of a cooked yam. They want a tablespoon added into this. Those potatoes are hot enough, it'll melt that butter. Good morning, George from Chicago. So I guess you don't cook for yourself. Usola? Thank you, Nick. Somebody's always jealous of somebody, you know, because they can't do something and somebody can. But you got to learn. And it's not something you can teach yourself. I mean, I went to and learned from a lot of people to learn what I know. I was always in school. Girls today take the summer off and go dating on the weekend and all. My weekends, if it wasn't in school, I was at learning how to put makeup on. If it wasn't learning how to put makeup on, I was learning how to sew, knit, crochet, cook, clean house properly, sort clothes, learn how to make my own starch and everything else. I spent a lifetime learning everything. Did I play? Sure, after I got done with my chores. I also learned how to can. Of course, I didn't like that part too much. But I spent a lot of time learning. I didn't get to play around 24/7 the way the young people are. And if I didn't listen in school, I got my tail busted. Summer, I had summer school. There was always something to learn. If you want to be a young lady and you want to be respected by men and all, I had to learn all these things. You might call it old-fashioned. It's not necessary. Well, I don't care. That's how I was taught. I'm very proud of the way I was taught. I think my parents did a good job raising me with all the whippings and everything that I got. In my anger and in my tantrums and everything else. Learning, growing to be the woman that I am today. I'm coating the nuts and stuff in here now. Okay, we're going to need a biscuit cutter. A 2-inch biscuit cutter. If you don't have a 2-inch biscuit cutter, you can use a tomato paste can. Just open up both ends and clean it. And if you don't have that, you can take your hand, roll up, and then flatten it to a 2-inch very carefully so you don't mash them. These are tricks we had to learn. Okay, I know you guys are gonna, yeah, you're gonna rise when I do this. Let me get the sour cream going. Let me put this with the sour cream. All right, if I need 2/3 of a cup of sour cream, and I don't know why you guys have to know my affiliation in the political arena. I don't think it makes any sense. I don't consider that important. What I do consider is people important. A lot of people say I can't talk religion, you can't talk politics, because it gets into a fight. As long as you respect each other, different points of view, you can't, be disrespectful. So we need 2/3 of a cup of sour cream. I'm going to put the sour cream with the yam, cool them down before I put this together. Come on, flatten out so I can measure you properly. So we put a tablespoon of butter and mashed it into the yams. I already made sweet potato muffins. Now we're going to make yam biscuits. I told you, if it could be done, I'm going to probably think about it. Okay. Get this in here with this, and we'll mix it up. Not bad. Okay. Here we go. Personally, would want to add more flour, but I don't think you're going to mix well with a pastry cutter. We'll see if we can do it this way. They always say to use a pastry cutter, but with everything I put in this, I think I'm going to have to go this route. With a fork or a spoon, just mix it. Do I still have to, you still want me to knead it a bit? form of dough. Okay, keep stirring. Okay, I got a dough. Okay. They're saying now we're going to roll this out, but I know we have to get some flour here. You're going to use extra flour. Well, they have the cookbooks and the ones I've written up. So if they want them, they can have them. That rice dish I made yesterday, with they enjoyed. They said, "Mommy, that was stick to the ribs. That was delicious." I said, "I'm glad you enjoyed it." They don't know as much as I do, but they know enough to maneuver in the kitchen. I tell them to read. I'm throwing some flour in here because I know how wet that is. I know what it's going to be like handling it. I don't know if they'll be as good as I am, but I'm teaching them. First thing I taught them how to do was prep, and salads are the perfect prepper. And then I had them experiment with what did you want to put in the dressing, so they got an idea of their seasonings to get an idea. Oh, they're light. Yeah. You think these are going to cut out? We're going to have to add more. I knew as soon as I added the yam they were going to go up because of the heat. But I also know I'm going to need extra flour to work with them. They do not want you, they say roll this out. I would recommend patting it gently because this is very moist. Wet your cutter with flour. Because they're going to be very, very moist. Keep them as close as you can so you don't have to do any more handling than you have to. You can see they're still rising because the yam was warm. So they're going to keep on rising. Because remember, I make homemade baking powder. There's a retard in the one you buy in the store. That's why you can't mix homemade baking powder with baking soda after in a recipe. Okay, we're going to have to move these around because I'm going to have to make more room here. Oh, God. Well, this is going to make a lot more than 12. I can already see that, so I'm going to have a double batch here. this together some. Okay. Let's see if I can get some more on here. I'm just cutting on this cookie sheet. Just one more, please. Move over some, we'll slide one in there. I'll make a tiny one. All right, we're going to bake these about 15 minutes. Wait a minute. Shoot. You have to brush these with milk. Sorry, I forgot that part. And I can't show you that unless I turn you. So let me get them on the stove so I can brush them. Here's an old brush I've had since I was 20. Hasn't worn out yet with all the work I've put it through. You don't have to brush these. You do basically pat some milk on them. For those of you that don't live in the metropolitan area, I want you to know we have a very stupid mayor that is not cleaning up the streets. He is not allowing sanitation to do what they have to do. I could see bus drivers going on strike. I could see trains not running and everything else. A lot of people feel the way I do. A lot of people ran too. Okay, we got 15 minutes to wait for those. It depends upon how you do a brisket. You don't brush it. They usually they'll tell you to pour the drippings over it as it cooks. You don't use a brush. You just sit there and take a spoon and just spoon it over. I've never heard of brushing a brisket. Some people are different. Alright, that'll be 26. While I clean my mess up. Hi, Robert 305. Bizarro Commander. Good morning. I'm sure I missed some of you on this. Names I didn't mean to, but all of you, good morning. Unusual biscuits, you have to admit. They'll be different, and we should always try different things. Hey, listen, if there's misspelling, it's all right. I know everybody's getting up. Just cleaning up, that's all I'm doing right now. So if you see me running around or hear me, that's because I'm putting stuff up. Did any of you try making the butter biscuits yet? Now, will my sons eat these biscuits? Sure they will. I know they'll get around to it. They'll do it. Oh, let's see. Got this water here. I think I had a jar for that. Mesh here. Now the water that I cook the yams in. Here's the nutrients. You're going to see it because remember I just put water in here, right? There's all the nutrients that you throw out. You see the water changes? That's what you keep throwing out, and that's what your body needs. That's why I collect this. I put it in the refrigerator and I cook with it. I use it wherever I can. That's why you don't see me salting my vegetables. If I'm going to do it like this, certain things I don't, because if you salt them and then collect that water, it becomes, and nutrients get so salty, it's over salted. So by doing it this way and salting it after I cook it, this way I can use that to cook with and make sure I get the nutrients. They might not come in on the same meal, but they're coming in. So you can do pretty much the same thing. And you can make your own stocks with your vegetable peelings, you know, that's easy. You don't have to can it if you don't want to. I mean, you can take a pot and you get a frozen bag of your vegetables, because I keep them in the freezer so they don't rot till I get to them. And what you can do is you can boil them, you know, for a good hour, and then strain them and put them in a jar, and then you've got vegetable stock that you can cook with. The only one that's difficult to do would be the bones, because you do have to pressure cook those. And we're just waiting now. Now we're going to be making a Spanish bar cake next week, and it's going to be under Come Cook With Me. I'll be doing all sorts of certain different things, and I'll give you a list of everything that you need for those of you that don't know it. Because I'm going to show you how to fold some of the terminologies you must learn if you're going to cook. You will need raisins, shortening, or butter. You have a choice. You're going to need sugar. You're going to need baking soda. You're going to need flour, all-purpose. And if you have some whole wheat, we'll probably be adding whole wheat to it as well. Cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, salt. You're going to need eggs, and you're going to need walnuts. You're going to need a 9 by 13. You're going to need wax paper as well. You're going to need confectionery sugar and vanilla and milk. All right? So that's what we're going to be making. Now, if you don't want to make a 9 by 13, you can cut the recipe in half and make an 8 by 8, which would be fine. If you want to make this into a 2-layer cake, you can do that as well. When just make sure that you grease and flour your cake pan and put wax paper on the bottom of it before you pour the batter in. All right, because you've got to get it out of there. And because of the stuff that's in it, you don't want any problems there. So you have a choice of how you wish to design it. Serve it as a cake, a round cake, or you could just sit it as 9 by 13, or if there's only a couple of you, you can do it by 8 by 8, just cut the recipe in half for the 8 by 8. But if you're going to make a cake, a 2-layer cake, or a 9 by 13, you're going to follow the recipe exactly as I do it, and I hope that helps you. But that's what we're going to be making. It's called a Spanish bar cake. A lot of people, if you go into a West Indian neighborhood or Spanish neighborhood, you will see this, and most people buy it. I found their recipe, and I'm going to share it with you. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be adding some whole wheat flour to make it more nutritious for the body. Okay? We will make that recipe in the afternoon, and I'm thinking about, I've got to go to my beautician on Thursday. Saturday's covered, Friday's covered, Tuesday's covered. Let's try Wednesday, okay? Wednesday next week. I'll probably start it, I think, at 2 o'clock. So it's going to be 2 o'clock in the afternoon Wednesday, and it'll be Come Cook With Me. All right? So there. You all have that information now. We're just waiting for the biscuits now to come out, and we'll see how they come out. I have never made them like this. This is new for me. So I am going to be the guinea pig here for all of us to see if they turn out. Okay, we have to wait. There's nothing I can do. I notice all of you are nice and quiet now. 14, 20 minutes. Okay, we have to wait. Nothing I can do now. They smell and I really want to try them right now, but I have to wait. My girlfriend was telling me, Sandy, you can take the glass off of your oven door. I said, what? She said, yeah, you take the screws, but get instructions. I said, oh, right. Here you go trying to teach me construction. I'll end up ruining something. Cora, you missed we're making biscuits, but these are sweet potato pecan biscuits. Good morning, Judy. Shepherd, good morning. Explainable. See, they're in the oven. We have to wait for them right now. That's what we're waiting for. So that's what's holding us up. Now remember, because we're using yams, these biscuits aren't going to go up this way, but they're going to be very light, though they're flatter. Whenever you use potatoes in your biscuits, you always have that problem. People want them to be high, but with that much of the potatoes, and potatoes hold that lovely moisture. That's what makes these so nice. Yeah, I've got towel there too. Just have to finish browning up, and that will be it. Corey, yeah, they're going to be nice. I hope. I'm encouraging you that they're going to be nice. I don't know. I've never had them. But I think you'd like the Spanish bar cake. It'll teach you how to fold ingredients, which is very important for a lot of things that you have to do. So we'll learn how to do that. I have to find recipes. I have people I'm showing you how to cook so you're better in the kitchen. Well, we just have to wait. I'm sorry. There's nothing more I can do except make coffee for myself. And no, I have not used my espresso pot yet. I'm still reading up on it. I want to make sure I do it right. Oh, this rubber band's going to break. I'll just get another one. So has anybody had coffee yet? Getting up? I don't know. I thought biscuits would be nice this morning. I have grapefruit marmalade. I don't think it'll go well on those. I think these will stand pretty much on their own. Because they have the butter, the sour cream, the yam, the nuts. Yeah, this sounds like one that can hold its own. It doesn't have to be dressed up. coffee on it, I'll bring them over. I just took them out of the oven, so we'll see how they come out. Here they are. That's them. They're not very high because they have potatoes, but they should have excellent flavor. See if I can get one off. Oh, they really are light. See? I told you they're not high, but they should be very light when you try one. These are nice. They are. Let's see how they're going to look on the inside. What an unusual biscuit for breakfast. Got my coffee on. I'm going to scramble some eggs. My son's biscuits are ready. Now, yeah, they are. They're unusual because you expect one way. Now, when you scramble eggs, there should not be any brown or anything on them. Another thing about scrambled eggs is you have to really beat them so you don't see white in your scrambled eggs. When you serve them, they should be yellow. A beautiful, beautiful yellow. So if you don't beat them right, you have that problem. This time I'll put white pepper in. Good morning, Kathy, Axe, Corey. I think I said Judy already. This is another Judy. You're actually watching me make breakfast for myself. Now 2 eggs are 13. I don't know how much the biscuits are on protein. Sandra, help if you take the cap off. I'm using white pepper. Catherine, good morning. Pretty? What has Nancy Guthrie got to do with anything? It sounds like a song. Now you can use canned milk, regular milk, heavy cream, light cream, whichever one you want. This will give the creaminess of your eggs. Can I put butter up? Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm. That should be enough butter for what I want. No, my son has been doing eggs, and I said, I'm going to have to go in there and show you. He says, I'm not burning them. I said, I can smell them before I get down the stairs. I can smell the eggs are burning. He said, let me have one more try at it. And I said, okay. A lot of people are missing all the time. They're missing in the woods. They are missing everywhere. All right? I've seen things I wished I didn't see sometimes. So I know there's a lot of skills that in the kitchen are missing. So I try to show a lot of you them. And then for women who do cook and want some new recipes, I share them with you. And for people who want to be more healthy, I show you a different way of cooking. And don't think you don't need fat. You do need fat, because if you don't have fat, you can't utilize A, D, E, or vitamin K. And vitamin K is for clotting. I think I got it all, just about. The thing is not to cook your eggs in a hurry. Is that you cook them without burning them. And that's the mistake people make. Good morning, Daryl. These are not sweet, but they're very unusual that you get the nut with that yam. Oh, cup and sauce. You know why you use cups and saucers? Because when you drink, the moisture runs down to the bottom, not into the table or tablecloths. If you make them by hand, I know how peeved you can be about them not using a cup and saucer or other things to protect your work that you've done. This is a very simple breakfast. Maine, high range, Jeff, Axe, usually low, not simmer, low. And you can, I'll show you the eggs so you can see them. Here they are right there. I thought you could see them while I was talking and eating, stuffing my face this morning. See, when you beat it thoroughly like that, look at the beauty of the yellow of that egg. That's what you want. So when you take a fork or a whisk, you really whisk it to where you don't see that white and the yellow and white of the egg comes together. And they're fluffy on top of it. Well, I'm gonna go eat my breakfast. I'm actually sitting down to have one because I don't have to cook this morning for everybody. I have leftovers. Yeah, I go to bed and sleep. So listen, all of you take care. I just go to bed early, so I get up early. That's all. But listen, all of you take care. Wait till you see the espresso pot I got. Thank you. So listen, I'm gonna let all of you go. I'm not cooking today, except what you saw for breakfast because we're having leftovers. Remember, next week we're going to come cook with me, and we're going to be making a Spanish bar cake. All right. I hope you join me making it because this is a cake that you're really going to like. It's very nutritious, has a lot of good things in it. Problem is it's hard to stop once you start eating it. Okay. So listen, bye-bye, and enjoy your day today.